All right, Bob. Wow, this looks so good. I'm like afraid to like cut into it. I take a lot of food pictures.
Folks, welcome home. Yet another issue of Flash in the Pan here at the magnificent Shakers in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. My good friend Amber is here to play with us today, and we're going to do a couple of salmon dishes. This particular salmon that we brought in today is Thursday, came from seafood merchants in Chicago, Illinois. And this particular salmon from Alaska was swimming on Wednesday morning, and it is here delivered at Shakers today on Thursday. Fresh is the key. So we have a simple side of a king. We're just going to pull this away off the ice, lay her down on our bench for a moment, and discard this for the moment. But really to kick this off, much of what we do here with the Cooking with Blonde segment is to talk about the celebration of women. And as part of that, I have selected a couple products that are manufactured by female, either a female rectifier for a tequila or a female vineyard owner and grower and winemaker. So first, let's do a little pop of this. This is a lovely little tequila. Amber, grab yours.
Okay, all right, cheers.
And this is flavored with Seville oranges and a little Valencia orange as well from 21C. It's made by women, for women, and for everybody. And I think it's absolutely delightful and a perfect summertime reprise. Here we go.
That is outstanding.
There you go. Outstanding is the word.
Cow.
So that on the side. And while we're doing this, we will use this in our cooking preparation. This is an A to Z rosé. A to Z is made again by women, and it is a lovely product. We're proud to feature this at Shakers on our deck, the entire Pink and Open series, and this is part of that. So Amber does have a glass of this, and from time to time she'll be, I'm sure, sipping on that, and I'll use this to deglaze at some point as well. Salmon. We're all about the salmon today. Got this beautiful thing here. Going to start off with some butter and olive oil in our pan. It is summertime. We're cooking outdoors, so you do get these little guys floating around you at some point.
Probably keep them out there.
Something as simple as that to begin with. And I'm just going to cut this down. Actually, I'm going to have you cut this down. So what we would typically do is we'd square this off, right? So we have standard size fillets here, but I think for our purpose right now, this would be the same way that we're making this at home. You and I are cooking at home, and this is what we're doing, right?
Perfect, yeah.
Okay, so I'd like you to cut, we're about 2.5 inches in or so, but I want you to square that. So what I mean is don't go on the bias like this, but square it to the north and south of here, okay? So I need 2 pieces of about the same size.
All right, I'm on it, Bob.
The knife is sharp. I'd recommend holding just as a bridge, even though you don't want your fingers there. There you go, just kind of on your meat. That's good.
I've never cut salmon before, Bob.
Are you all the way through?
I'm all the way, I should be all the way through, yes.
Okay, so the tricky thing is that it does have a thicker skin on it.
Yeah, look at that.
And there's a little bit more to pull apart right there. Now we have a couple of options. We could take this, and of course the salmon that we're not using will be back on the ice. We could cut this little bit of the belly fat off if we like. We don't have to. Just to make it look a little cleaner presentation, we'll just do that.
Looks great, Bob.
Now we're getting the temperature here. We are cooking with induction again at Shakers. That's what we do. So very simple, just the olive oil and the butter. And Amber, I'd like very much for you to put this inside of the pan. And the way you're going to do this is put the flesh side down first.
Okay.
Okay, about maybe 3 or 4 minutes per side. So that down, and I'd recommend you kind of lay it on the top and then lay it towards you without splattering the butter up.
Okay, so, all right. This is like a good cooking classes for me, Bob. So we'll go like this?
Yeah, or you could do it a little more casually.
Okay.
You can maybe kind of wedge this up and make this a little more level.
I'm going to get that on there so they can cook at the same.
Sure, so we're going to then take the pan and move it up like that so you get full butter all the way around, that butter goodness kind of thing. That's really going to drive our flavors.
Look at that. Now I'm going to know how to make salmon.
Now in a separate pan, we're going to take some more butter over here. This is Wisconsin, and obviously we are an agricultural state, the former dairy state. Now we're the cheese state. So we're going to melt this down a little bit, and we're going to take some of this, which is the dill. So while the salmon's cooking, I want you to shred this. So this is fresh dill from the farmer's market. Just kind of use your fingers and kind of break it apart, get the seeds separated from the little stemmy things.
Okay. Should I wash my hands?
No, you're fine, because we're doing all working in the same thing. Good question, though. We're all fine.
It's very nice.
So you're doing that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something.
Let's do it.
So you are, obviously you're focusing on social media marketing right now. You also do event planning and things of that nature.
I do. I do, Bob. So I do social media marketing. So most of what we use these days is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, things like this. And then you see us, our daily lives is literally focusing on scrolling through our phone, seeing what the best, most trending thing is. When I want to go to a restaurant, you know what I do? I go on Facebook, I look at the reviews, I see what the pictures look like, I see what the place looks like, and that's what I like to help with. I go and make sure and I target their audiences and make sure everyone is, seeing what they need to see and taking the pictures, making little commercials, videos for that.
Cool.
I like hosting events to bring people to your business too. So I love it. I enjoy it. It's my favorite thing to do.
Lovely. And obviously you're good at it.
Well, thank you. I'm going to get better at making salmon, that's for sure.
So as you're doing that, I'm cutting down this lemon rind. And it's a little bit thicker than a zest, but I want to have that little effect taking place. And again, I'm bridging my fingers, so I'm not cutting my fingertips off, right? Very important. Fingers are good on your fingers.
Yeah, exactly.
Not on the bench.
All right, I feel like if I roll this, it comes off a lot easier.
Whatever works the best for you.
Perfect. I've never actually dealt with what do you say this was? Wild dill.
That's wild dill, so you're using dill
Fantastic.
seed on this. You could also just use a dried dill, but I prefer going to the market and get something fresh, kind of drying it ourselves and playing with it that way.
Perfect. And you're purchasing local too.
And we are purchasing local.
I love that.
So,
should I get rid of these, or are you going to cook with these things too?
the stems can go away.
All right. Taking the stems
So
away.
we're a little bit hot with our butter, so I'm going to kind of step aside and do a fast reset on that. So our hot pan. Take our heat way down.
Righty.
Always smell your cream first.
Ooh. Whoever cannot smell this on camera, this all smells phenomenal and fresh.
Well, thank you. Next, we'll take our dill seed. We're going to get this in here right now. Push up our dill flavors.
Oh, that looks phenomenal.
So this has been on long enough, and we should turn over our salmon. I have this lovely little fish spatula kind of thing here. So just underneath, and when you do that, you kind of push down towards the pan to make sure you get all that up, right? And then all you have to do is turn it over.
Oh, look at that.
Like so.
That's phenomenal.
So the other one as well, please.
You want me to?
Yeah, please.
All right.
Get into it.
First time for anyone, for me. So Bob is teaching me how to cook, and yeah, I'm gonna be eating here later. I'll tell you that. My favorite thing to make, Bob, I gotta tell you.
Please.
Reservations, especially at Shakers. What can I say?
Well, I hope to see you on the rooftop for that dinner on the 18th of September.
Oh, I can't wait.
And this dish is one of those dishes that we will be featuring for that. The Wild Alaskan Salmon. We're doing this little Beurre Blanc, which is, Beurre Blanc is a buttercream sauce. And so we've got our dill in there, and get a little heat back onto this thing. And that's just going to sit, and the flavors are just going to meld together to be real happy. In a moment, we'll get just a touch more of this in there, so a little more heavy cream.
Phenomenal.
And then as I reach over here, I've got some salt and pepper. I like to put salt and pepper on the backside. And we can actually at this point get some on here as well. We're going to actually turn this over in a moment, so those little drops of peppery goodness are not going to remain there. This is a Tell Cherry Black Pepper. So how did that get turned off, you ask? That's a good question.
Wow, yeah. I was over here.
Wasn't me. It was somebody else.
Oh, you know, this place is haunted.
I have heard that. This place is haunted.
Oh, my.
So
They knew it was my first time tossing salmon.
Well, but certainly not your last time. After this, we will do a Veracruz style.
Perfect.
And you'll be a seasoned pro.
All right. Well, that's exciting.
Now, I like my salmon really to be medium or medium rare, and frankly, we're there right now. So one piece is a little more attractive, but they're both going to taste equally as good. So we can do this little dance to the sides to get a little bit on the all sides.
Yeah, and that looks really good for presentation too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is perfection right there in a pan.
Well, it is certainly something.
Oh.
So let's take the one on our left, and if you would, grab that guy out of there and lay it right on top of here.
In the middle?
Middle of the plate. Center of the plate, as we say, euphemistically.
Yeah. There you go.
Turn that off.
Oh, look at that.
Figure eights. It's all about the figure eights.
I really like how you cook, Bob.
Mm-hmm.
He has a way with whatever you say.
Got away
That's
with
why
something.
your food is so amazing.
That's something. So, I'd like you to take this now. Left hand here. Handle is not hot, but it's always going to test those first. Just get a real nice glob. We don't have to have everything all over the entire top. What I mean by that is like a little, maybe you can lace it this way, maybe just as a pool around it and a little bit on top.
Figure eight.
But don't cover the entire thing. That's my whole point.
All right. Okay.
And while you do that, I'm going to walk right over here and take just a little bit of lemon.
Oh, look
and just
at
going to
that.
dance a little bit on the plate. That'll just kind of carry underneath that.
All right, Bob. How's that look?
It looks wonderful.
More or less. I can take some off.
You decide what you want it to be. How's that?
Well, I don't know. This sauce looks very good. I think if it were me.
I might put a little bit right on that little peppercorn there because it looks so bizarre all by itself.
Presentation
There you go. Then we're just going to take these
There you go.
lovely capers, often thought as being the buds of nasturtium plants, but there are a few different things that it could be. And frankly, that is a dish that we could serve 2 people. Now I'm going to have you taste that.
I was going to say, I'm pretty hungry all of a sudden.
All of a sudden, out of nowhere.
I was hungry. Not going to lie.
Well, look, we have a knife and a fork.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. All right, Bob. Wow, this looks so good. I'm like afraid to like cut into it. I take a lot of food pictures.
Well, we'll take more.
All right. All right, salmon is my absolute favorite. Bob, can we move this event closer? I know it's on the 18th, but
we can do salmon almost any time you want.
this is phenomenal. Oh my goodness. Can I keep eating?
Cool.
I love it. I love it.
All right. So folks, this literally took us about 4 minutes per side, if that. So you got 8 minutes in this thing, certainly less than 10 minutes, the entire production. You can do this at home for the people that you love, and most importantly, embrace life, embrace every day, do the best you can, and make people happy with what you do. Cheers to you. Thank you.